Leo, my darlings, we are about to take a journey into your consciousness and read your energy across space and time. Now, there's a beautiful energy coming through straight away, and it is talking about a adventure coming to an end. Now, you wouldn't believe that this was an adventure in your life. You would see it as struggle, strife, loneliness, imprisonment, isolation. You were in a very low vibration trying to find your way out. Now, I want to scream accolades and applause. Woo! Well done, Leo! Because the truth of the matter is, you don't realise that although you've been in this absolute state of pain and burdensome shit, and you would say life was shit in 2022, man, fucking hell. The truth of the matter is, you're still here in the now moment. You're listening to this transmission now, which means that you have a desire to seek a better awareness of self, higher levels of consciousness. Yeah? You came over to this channel with the intent to find out what's going on with you, and that is beautiful. You're still going. You're not giving up. You're moving forward. You're working towards more, and you've been through hell. Now, what's beautiful about this is the main card coming out is unrequited love. So when this card comes out and I do personal readings for myself, I want to shove it back into the deck. I want to hide. I want to run away. It's my least favourite card, and it is my biggest fear. It was my biggest fear in this lifetime. In 2016, I had this massive black cloud over my head and over my shoulder because I felt like I was always in relationships where it was unrequited love. I was never loved enough. I still feel to this day that I've never been in a relationship where the love was reciprocal. The love was the level of love that I was giving off. And that's what's coming through for you guys. So I don't want you to be fearful as we dig in and we talk about the past a little bit here and this love that you never really received that you always wanted. And we've got to be able to look inside ourselves and take ownership of why haven't we been able to manifest requited love into our life? Why are we always overgiving and always going out of our way to love and give to others and then be satisfied or settle for not receiving that back in abundance? If you want something in your life, and I'll say romance, but let's talk about love generally, right? Because there's all these different aspects of love. You can love your career, you can love your house, you can love your family, you can love your friends, you can love a partner, you can love multiple partners, let's be fair. Do you get what I mean? But what the truth of the matter is here, there's been this constant craving and need for love to be reciprocal and for you to receive what you deserve. And I feel like in the past, there's been serious issues around your communication style. And that's what's blocked love coming in. Because if you can't openly to yourself or others own that you want love or speak about what kind of love you want in your life. I want this car, I want this career, I want this relationship with my mum and my dad, I want to do this with my brothers and sisters, I want this, I want that. That is you saying, I have self-love and I am really prioritizing self-care and I love me enough to use my vocal cords and speak up about what I want. I'm not going to deny the love that I want in my life. I'm not going to deny the kind of person or people that I want to be around me. I'm not going to deny my career choices. I'm not going to deny all of my big dreams and passions. And I see that 2022, although it's been a painful year for my Leos, it really allowed you to really deal with that issue. 2023 looks really, really positive for you, okay? Now, I don't want to start screaming life's going to change drastically in 2023 for my Leos, but I will say you got a clean slate now. You're moving forward now. New beginnings can start to manifest. And I'm telling you now, if you keep your head down, and when I say keep your head down, I mean keep your head clean. Positive thoughts, affirmations, mindfulness, meditation, well-being, prioritize self-love, self-care, and well-being this year, all year, baby, then you're going to be able to manifest so much more beautiful things into your life that you want. You'll start feeling better. You'll start understanding why you went through the struggles of which you did. It is safe to say that absolutely anyone that you've been with in the past, that you shouldn't have heavy regrets around that or be upset about it because it wasn't meant for you. If it was meant for you, you would be in it still now to this day. But you were in it for a reason because it taught you what love looked like when it wasn't equal and when it wasn't enough and when it wasn't satisfying, right? We often get into relationships and feel like this is going to be enough for me. This is going to be enough for me. I really want this. I really want that. Sometimes it's hard for me. I want to go here so badly, but then I'm a little worried about how I say it in the most positive way for you guys, right? Without exposing my personal business. But it's like, sometimes we can just get into relationships and settle for it because it's comfortable and it's easy and there are some pros to it. And when you look at the pros and you look at the cons, sometimes you just go, do you know what? There's enough pros. Fuck it. Forget the cons. But then you're conning yourself. You're lying to yourself and you're settling for less. Because all those things that are cons, they're still existing every day right next to the pros. So if you don't find a way to balance out the negative, the positive, yin and yang, the pros and cons, the masculine and feminine within inside self, or in that relationship, the role the masculine takes on or the feminine takes on, regardless if you are in or out of the binary, right? A simple understanding that this is what I want, this is how I exist and breathe, this is how I live, this is what I stand for. Show me who you are. Let me see you. And that way I can understand when we come together what we provide for each other and what we don't. And when I see areas in our relationship where I don't feel it's equal or reciprocal, let's look at that and see how we can turn that into a pro. You haven't got to change your ways to be with me. But we've got to look at the disadvantages and the cons of it and see how can we turn that con into a disadvantage. Right? This is an example I can give you in relationships. You've got one person in a relationship who's really loud, outgoing, super exuberant, bubbly, always turning up, always extrovert. Then you've got an introvert, very opposite. Quiet, doesn't say much, keeps themselves to themselves, homebody, doesn't like to go out much, stays in, cuddles up. I mean, could they exist together in a relationship? Of course they can. Is there some kind of unreciprocal, unrequited energy there? Yeah, there is. Because someone needs to go out and live a wild life sometimes. And another person needs to really stay in and stay sheltered sometimes. So, okay, that looks great then. How can we turn these two different characteristics into a positive? Oh, okay. We understand that my husband or wife needs downtime. Or my husband and wife needs to turn up. So, okay, if I don't want to go out, let me make sure that they know that they have the space to go out and turn up with their friends. And they can go out and have a good time. I'm not going to be jealous or resentful, but I'm going to let them have a good time and know that at the end of the night, they can come home to me because I trust them and I love them and we're in a committed relationship and it's reliable and safe. Yeah? And it's the same vice versa. The other partner says, okay, I went out last weekend. This weekend it's for you. I know that you like to stay in, so let's stay in and cuddle up. Let's have us time. Let me make sure I'm filling your cup back up. Let's make sure that the love you gave me last week, I'm giving you back this week because I want a love that's reciprocal. I understand that you like to cook and I like to clean. Or I like to drive, you like to sit in the passenger seat. You like cold, you like when the house is cold, I like when the house is hot. Well then let's make sure that we find a middle ground in the heating. Or let's make sure, do you know what, in the morning we'll go super hot and in the evening we'll go super cold. Or vice versa. Let's make allowances for each other in love so we can find peace within ourselves and the connection we're in. Because relationships cannot survive if we just choose to give the other everything they want without thinking about our needs. Or we just continue to take what the other person is giving without sacrificing any of ourselves in the now moment for love and compromise and deeper understanding of unity and togetherness, you know? So let's keep going because I haven't even really looked at the card. That's just me speaking away, ranting about what I feel is important for you to know at this time. But I want you to know you've been on an adventure. So if you've been dating, exploring, going through divorce and separation, getting a new house, I see some just real difficult journeys about separating, moving away and finding a new streamlined direction for you personally, independently on your own. Now, I hate, like, it's difficult if you're someone who likes to be in a relationship and have others around. I've got to be honest with you. This year looks like a very important year for you to knuckle down on yourself. I don't see anyone coming in for you to be with, but I do see you learning to be with yourself, and that's the most important thing for you at this time. And I'm telling you now, right, this is the main advice I can give to anyone out there. Don't just follow fashion and go, do you know what? I want to be in a relationship. I want to have a partner. I don't want to be alone. I'm just going to fuck anyone, sleep with anyone. I'll just date them for ages just so I'm not alone. You're selling yourself short. Because if you decided, instead of wasting your time and energy with someone who you know is not aligned to you and they have more cons than pros, then you're just giving your energy and vibration to something that is totally unaligned to you, which is keeping you away from your true universal order. Yeah, the true divination of what you're meant to be doing. So if you take 2023 to focus on yourself, find passion and joy and happiness and fulfillment in you, reciprocate the love that you need, understand your love languages, understand your personality styles, understand your archetypes, your qualities, your positive and negative, what you do and don't like, what you're willing to sacrifice in your time and schedule day to day for another. All year you focus on that. 2024, wow, you're evolved, wow, you're ascended, wow, you're switched on, smart and powerful, and you know what you want, and you're going to manifest someone of a much higher caliber than anyone else you've been picking up that hasn't been able to meet your needs. Yeah, I see you really working on some kind of intellectual project here, right? Learning to be a lot less emotional and a lot more fear-minded, taking on a lot of new experiences. Yeah, there's a lot of things you want to do. Bucket list, write it down. Different events, seminars, parties, networking, whatever you want to do, go and start doing that stuff a lot more. You're going to feel way better for it. Because you've been imprisoned all of 2021, 2022, trying to move away from something that was limiting or stuck. But that was all in the mind space. You were trying to move away from a social construct you created in your mind. Now, I didn't want to say that because I know I'm going to lose all of you with that. What the hell does that mean? A social construct you created in your mind. That's talking about standards. That's talking about stereotypes. That's talking about dreams, ideas, concepts. Your own philosophy of what love should look like, relationships should look like, was trapped. Because you had based it on something unfounded, yeah? You had unfounded facts on what love was, and you were living in a paradox. Yeah? Living in a period of space and time that was unaligned to your true heart's desire. Yeah? Very profound reading for my Leos. If you resonate, hit the like, baby. Hit subscribe. Share the content. Thank you. Right, now let me look in a little bit more here. Let me throw some numbers at you as well, right? We've got 333, 555. We've got 9 closing out an old cycle. We've got another 5 coming up here. And we got 87, right? Okay, so we're looking at 6 as well. A little bit of ascension running through here. A little bit of a 9 as well. 4D energy, 7D energy. Okay, looks really good. Let me tell you what else I'm seeing before we close out and wrap this bad boy up. Feel free to hit me in the comments with any more shares and any affirmations or what's the word? Resolutions, missions, mantras that you want to set for yourself moving forward. What is your mantra after listening to this? Let me know in the comments. How are you going to ascend and evolve? How are you going to push forward? How are you going to break barriers? How are you going to ensure that this old cycle you went through is fully done? Which it is, but affirm it to me in the comments. Let me know that you understand that you have ascended and that you are not going backwards, and that you are going to have a new motto for 2024. Check out my Instagram as well, because I play around with some of those kind of concepts over there, yeah? And I've got affirmations and stuff like that on this channel as well, so feel free to check out the playlist, right? But let's dig in, baby. Let's dig in. First of all, I'm looking at you looking back at the past. Funny enough, we've just spoken about that for 12 minutes. Looking back at the old love, the old relationship, whatever this was that you had that didn't work out, you've looked back at it, right? You've been looking back at it. But as you've been looking back at it, you've been just sitting in emotional vibrations, heavy sadness, because you keep looking at it. You're not looking at what you've got coming towards you. You're not understanding that if you move forward, or you wasn't understanding. I don't want to talk down to you or make you feel like you're not understanding, because clearly you are. I see that you're on a beautiful journey now. You're taking risks, you're moving forward. This is an empowering read for Leos. But I want you to understand that the more that you decide to go, oh shit, poor me, 2022 was hard, 2021 was hard, am I ever going to find love? Are things ever going to get better? Who are you asking that to? Who are you asking? You're asking God for that. Because a lot of people don't seem to realize that you don't ask God for stuff. You tell God what you need. You tell God what you see. You tell God who you are. God is your father. You alright? So at the end of the day, you don't go and pray to your father and say, Dad, I really need this. Dad, I'm struggling this way. You say, Dad, this is what I'm going through, and this is what happened, and this is what I want and need in my life moving forward. And your dad will say, all right, well, I made you. You know you can have that. Say it again. Affirm it to me more. Affirm to me what you want. Don't beg me for stuff. Tell me what you're doing and how you're doing it and how you're ascending and how you're evolving, right? So that's for someone out there. Think about the way that you're praying. Are your prayers and your spiritual rituals and practices at this time, are they affirmative? Are they positive or negative, right? Do they put you in a lack vibration? Like, we all go through difficult shit, so no one's immune. When I'm telling you what I'm telling you, I'm talking from a very channeled place. So it's like some of this is never even personal for me or me tapping in with my own opinions. I'm just giving you what I'm channeling. But it's a situation of Sometimes we pray when we're sad, like, oh my God, please, God, I can't believe I'm going through this, and you're crying in tears. We all go through that. But then the other times, you pray in elation, or you affirm to God where you're going. So just think about the different prayer styles, even if you don't pray, because I mean, many of us in the spiritual community, we wouldn't even call it praying. We would do mantra, we would meditate, we would trance, we would do rituals. I mean, we got Wiccans, pagans, Celtics, Nordics. I mean, all of you guys exist on the channel. Starseeds, light workers, we're all doing a load of different stuff over here. Feel free to share your rituals as well. I mean, salt baths, incense, following the phases of the moon. I mean, we're all out here doing what we do, but make sure that when you're doing these things, they are aligned to the Most High in regards to source. You are the source, baby. So I'm sick of everyone feeding to the universe. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. You don't need anything. God gave you everything you need. Your Father gave you everything you need. You have it already in the now moment. Affirm to God you have it all, please. Tell God you have it all. Tell God you've learned. Tell God you understand. So instead of talking in prayer or mantra or whatever it is, saying, God, oh, I can't believe what I went through last year. I really just want love. I really just want love. No. God, I saw what you put me through last year. Thank you for that. Now I know love. Now I am ready for love. I am stepping into the love vibration. I know unreciprocal love. Therefore, now I know reciprocal love. Do you get it? Do you get the shift in vibration and the way in which you are being more consciously aware of how you speak to self? That is mindfulness, and that is incredibly important. And that is where we're going to leave it today, guys, because the main message for you is be really mindful in 2023. Communicate clearly with yourself. Be your own lover. Spend 2023 being the romantic partner that you desire. Being the team, the network, the career, the house, the home, the lifestyle, everything that you want. Make sure it exists in the now moment in the smallest possible ways you can. And you will start seeing that ripple out through space-time. And you will start to see your life mirror back to you in that way, because God will listen to you. I mean, as a parent, I'm not even a parent, but I've worked in childcare for years. If you're a parent, right, you got two kids, one's crying their fucking arse off. Meow, meow, mommy, you done this to me, you done that to me, mommy. And the other one's going, Mum, I didn't do anything wrong. I know that was mine and I took my toy back. Who are you listening to? Who are you taking seriously? Because that's how the Father works. That's how God works. Let's break it down. Ain't no one got time to listen to the crier over there whinging and whining, can't even understand what you're saying through all of those tears. Sorry, darling, I know you need a cuddle. Come here, let's cuddle. The Father is always going to love you, regardless. There is no judgment from the divine and from the Father. He's going to embrace you and hold you tightly in his arms. That's why we pray. And it's important to pray even in those crying moments. But you've got to understand, God can only do so much. The Father can only do so much if you can't speak clearly. If he's got to try and console you through tears, then all we can do is sit with the tears. And we have to go through that cycle. But you've been through that now. So now when you speak to the Father clearly, affirmatively and loud, so you can really start to reap those dividends through your manifestation. Let's talk about divine dividends, shall we? That's going to be a piece coming soon on the channel, so hit subscribe and like if you want to know more about that. Also, hit the link in the description to go to the website, see all the publications I have and all the beautiful things on offer. And not only that, check out all my socials as well. Love and Light Collective. Bye.